Good evening, everyone. I am going to just kind of hang out for a few seconds because I was doing a test run and the delay from what I was doing and before I was seeing it on my computer was like 20 seconds. So I'm just going to kind of hang out for a little bit, do the old, refresh of the screen here and see when, ooh, Charlene came on. Yay. So that means the delay isn't quite as long as I thought. So yay. So how are you, Charlene? Good to see you. I hope it is nice and sunny and warm where you are. We are having a winter and I'm not really happy about it. So, and my iPad is not accepting my Facebook password. So I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the little stint in Facebook jail that I spent last week for a couple of days. So I can't use my iPad to tell if I'm on. So hello, Pam. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. So obviously some of you guys are here. Too warm for this time of year. So you are having too warm and we are having winter instead of fall, which is totally unfair. We didn't really have a spring because it rained until June, even into June. July and August were kind of summer and then now it's snowing. So yeah, what are you going to do? Nothing. Hello, Vicki. Hello, Linda. How are you guys? Good to see you all. So I wasn't able to go live last week because I was in Facebook jail. Not really sure how a person gets put in Facebook jail, but all of a sudden Facebook made me change my password, which I did. And then the next thing I tried to do, which I think was comment on a friend's post about a grandchild or something that she had, and Facebook wouldn't let me. They said I was restricted from doing anything on Facebook for 24 hours. And I thought, what the heck? And I have some friends who've been in Facebook jail, so I knew that's what it was. So 24 hours goes by. I go to log into Facebook. It makes me change my password again. So I do that. And honestly, I can't even remember what it was. So now I'm probably really in trouble. So I changed it again. I waited a couple of hours because I was afraid that if I did something right after changing my password, I'd get thrown in Facebook jail again. So I waited a couple of hours and then I went to like a comment that a friend left on one of my cards that I had posted. Bam. You're restricted from doing anything on Facebook for 24 hours. I just could not believe it. And this was Thursday morning. Of course, I was supposed to go live Thursday afternoon, so I couldn't go live. So I had my daughter post in a couple of my groups, letting people know that I was in Facebook jail and I wasn't going to be able to do anything. And so I got out of Facebook jail. I haven't had to change my password again. Oh my gosh, fingers crossed. I've been very careful about what I've been doing, like as far as commenting and liking, which is really a huge bummer because Facebook is supposed to be like a social app. You're supposed to be social on the app. But yet when you're social on the app that they want you to be social on, they don't like that and they throw you in Facebook jail. So it makes no sense to me whatsoever. And the really crazy thing about it, and that's so frustrating, is you don't know why this is happening to you. They won't tell you. You try to, after they throw you in Facebook jail, they say, oh, do you think this is a mistake? Let us know why. So you type out a little thing saying, I don't know what the heck's going on. And you click send. We're unable to process your request. So you literally can't get any support whatsoever. So all you can do is just cross your fingers and hope that the next time you like a friend's comment about, getting married or something, that you don't get thrown in Facebook jail. So like I said, I've been really reserved with my comments and my likes, and I feel really bad because I follow a lot of people and a lot of people are posting some really fun stuff that I want to like, but I don't dare do it for fear of getting thrown in Facebook jail again. So if you're posting stuff and I'm not commenting or liking, that's why. Okay. So moving on from Facebook jail. Woohoo. This is November. And I'm excited about November because my daughter will be coming home to visit us from college over Thanksgiving. So that is going to be super fun. Hello, Debbie and Patricia. Oh, I should be saying hi to you guys. Sorry. And Sharon and Janet and Sue and Mary Ellen and Sonia and Ann and Linda. Hello, everyone. And thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate that. So I've got I got 3 fun projects for you guys tonight. Plus, I also wanted to talk a little bit about our bling and fun stuff that we have in the holiday catalog, so you guys may know what some of this stuff is. We have some ice glitter, we have some puff paint, and then we have some glittery crystal effects. And so I wanted to kind of go over those things to show you what they are and just let you know what's going on. Has been so, I know, Linda, it's crazy, and there's nothing, and exactly, people are posting horrible, disgusting things on Facebook, And I get thrown in Facebook jail because I want to comment on my friend getting married. It just makes no sense to me whatsoever. I mean, I do not post political things on my page at all because, you know, I have my own opinions. You have your own opinions. I don't think we need to hash it out on Facebook. I don't post anything inappropriate. You know, I just don't understand it. So anyway, so we're going to have a little fun. I'm going to talk a little bit about this stuff here, maybe demonstrate it a little bit, not actually make a card because it's not on my plan. I'm kind of a planner, but I did want to show you guys the different things that we have and the fun things that you can do with them. So we've got that. I also have a winner from last week. I chose somebody who left me a comment last week, and the winner is Maureen Williams. And I don't know Maureen, but she is a customer of mine, so I guess technically I know her. So Maureen, I will get this in the mail to you, and hopefully you'll have some fun with it. It's a simple stripes embossing folder. It is retired, but honestly, Maureen is a customer. She's not a demonstrator, so she doesn't need to use current product, and it's an amazing folder, and I was sad to see it go. So there we go. Congratulations, Maureen. Okay, what else do we have here? I know, Pam, I'm so excited for my daughter to come visit. I saw her once for like maybe 9 hours. Since she's been gone, she left August 30th, and I've only seen her for like 9 hours, so I'm really excited for her to come home. Also, you guys, in case you're unaware of it, which how could you not know, Stampin' Up! Has released the Christmastime is Here bundle of products, and I've got a bunch of cards I'm going to show you, but I'm going to wait till I flip the camera because I feel like the quality is better when the camera's flipped, so we'll do that. What else do we need to talk about before I actually like flip the camera? I don't know. I have bags under my eyes still. I know we talked about this a few months ago, how I was going to try to get some special creams and stuff. Well, I'm lazy, and I've tried literally nothing. So nothing's happening, and it looks exactly the same. So one of these days I might... Hello, Deborah, welcome! I might try to get something under these, for these bags under my eyes, but yeah, I'm lazy, and so I'm not going to do it. And I don't know if I mentioned this last week or not, but I have another cataract. I had a cataract in this eye last year. I got it fixed in March of 2018. Now I have a cataract in this eye, so looking forward to that. A bunch of coin leaving my hands next year. And I'm not even old. I mean, not that you have to be old to get cataracts, but I mean, I think of people like my parents' age, you know, 70s, 80s, getting cataracts. And I got my first one, I was 51 years old. To me, that's not old. I mean, I always say I'm old, but I'm just kidding. But that does not seem very old to have a cataract. And now I have another one, so I'm not excited about it. So I'll have to get that fixed. But anyway, okay. So I'm going to flip the camera and show you guys some really fun stuff. And we will do some amazing things. So here we go. Flip it, turn it, done. All right, try to get that down. Let's see. Make it a little bit. So I'm going to zoom in just a tiny, tiny little bit, because I feel like if we scoot in just a tad, then, oh, Deborah, it's awful. Anyways, cataracts, old people, it's just a problem. Okay, so these are some of the cards that I've made with the Christmastime is Here suite. So the Christmastime is Here suite includes 2 stamp sets. So you can see we have this delightful detailed stamp set, and then we have these delightful stamps that you can use as overlays. Do I have a card where I did that? I did do it, but I think it's in my paper pack. Anyway, so you'd stamp this, you'd ink that, you'd stamp it here, you'd ink this, you'd stamp it here, you'd ink that, you'd stamp it there, you'd ink that, and you stamp it there. So and then you ink up the little pine cones. There's 3 little pine cones, 1, 2, 3, and then all these little dotty images are these little berries that go around. So you can literally color in the entire thing any color you want. Oh, Charlene, I know, it's amazing, isn't it? So the 2 stamp sets. Then we have the gorgeous Designer Series paper. It's our specialty paper. And you can see we have the gold accents in this paper. It's gorgeous. Yes. Oh, I know, Debbie. That's why I'm going to get this cataract fixed. So you get 4 sheets of each pattern in the package for a total of 12. And then here is the reverse. Super fun. So it's Christmassy, but not Christmassy. You know what I mean? So like here is a card that I did a video for last week. This is called a drapery fold kind of card, where you fold the paper back and forth on itself, and it looks like it's pleated like curtains. So I think I did that one in a video, and then I did this one not in a video. So I've had a lot of people say that they like this one better with the pleated or the tufted folder up here. Patty is telling me she had both cataracts removed. She sees so much better. I know, it's terrible. And I'm excited to see better because when I got my first one done, I could not believe the difference. I didn't realize how bad it was until I could actually see out of it again. So this left one, my left eye is not my dominant eye, so it's not as bad. But if I close my right eye, I can totally tell how bad it is. So here's a couple cards where I'm using this particular pattern of the paper. I use the sentiment here in some gold embossing. I have these little flourishy kind of pieces there. Some of the glitter dots, the ribbon. Oh my gosh, it's just, all of it is just so pretty. Here's another one I made a couple weeks ago when I first got it. Whoops, upside down. Now this one, I did the whole large flower. I embossed the whole thing in gold embossing, and then I just watercolored it. And then the dots, I just used a Poppy Parade marker. So yeah, you were in Billings for surgery and thought about, yeah, I am actually going to go to Billings, I think, Carrie. Please let me know who you saw and how it all went, because I'm really, and actually maybe I'll message you after the fact and just kind of chat with you a little bit about that, because that's where I'm going to go. Anyway, back to my card. Gold foil, gold glimmer dots, a little piece of the sentiment piece there, and then, like I said, some watercoloring. And I am not the world's best watercolorer, but I didn't think this turned out too bad, so yay for me. Here's another one I did, and I think I actually did this on a Facebook Live for you guys a couple weeks ago when I wasn't in Facebook jail, using the paper with the pine cones. I just stamped an image on some of our die-cut squares, got a little bit of ribbon, some of the gold glimmer dots, and the tufted folder again. And here's one. You guys may or may not know this, but this particular sheet of the paper here, you can die cut this image, this one, this one, this one, this one, with the die that's in the stamp set. Actually, Deborah, I'm in Wyoming, but we're only a couple hours from Billings, and that's where I grew up. So for something like this, I don't think we have an eye surgeon here in town anymore. The guy that did mine retired, so I'm going to have to go somewhere else, and I'm just going to go to Billings. My parents still live there, and I do go back and forth quite a bit. My mom is not doing so well, so I try to get up there as often as I can. So anyways, so I die cut this from the paper using the die and just added it to another piece of the paper. I mean, this card literally took like minutes. Oh, and actually, it's upside down. But look, you could do it either way. Beauty about that, isn't it? So yeah, so we've got that one. And then I have this one here that I made a video for also. And this one doesn't look Christmassy at all. So I used Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, and Daffodil Delight with a tiny bit of mango sponged on there. So I do have a video for this on my blog if you're interested in seeing me create this. So this is where I use the stamp set, and it doesn't have anything to do with Christmas. And then we are going to make a card today using it. So we'll get to do that. And I think it's not for Christmas either. So yeah. All right, let me get this out of my way. And then here's the ribbon, the skinny ribbon. I think it's 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch, 1/4 inch gold simmer ribbon. And then we have the gold glimmer dots. And you can actually color those dots with our Stampin' Blends markers also if you want. Our new paper trimmer. A little tip for you guys, if you have this trimmer or any trimmer similar to this, is I put a 1/4 inch strip of Very Vanilla cardstock underneath that ruler because I couldn't see it. Part of it was because I have a cataract, I think, but part of it's just because it's just hard to see. I felt like when I put my paper in there without having something to make the letters or the numbers pop. So I just have a little 1/4 inch strip of Very Vanilla because I had a 12 by 12 piece of Very Vanilla. So there you go. And I just used mini glue dots to attach it. So I just have mini glue dots all the way down. So that's a little tip I have for the trimmer for you guys. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to this fun stuff. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about all these little bling and fun products that we have in the occasion or in the holiday catalog right now. So we have the Snowfall Puff Paint. Oh, it was not cataract surgery. Okay, sorry about that. No problem. I hope you're doing very well. All right, so we have the Snowfall Accents Puff Paint, which is on page 19, and it's paired with the Let It Snow bundle, which of course is super cute. And I do have a couple cards I want to show you where the puff paint was used. So I've got this one here where the little guy was stamped and then the puff paint was squirted on to the little snowballs and then for the ground here. And then this one, I just added some puff paint dots. And so it's very simple to use. So you just shake it up. Move something out of the way here. Oh, and here, let me put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. It's kind of important to be able to see. Okay, So here is a little scrap of lovely lipstick, and you want to shake this up pretty good. Okay. And then unscrew the lid. And then you just want to squirt out little dots of it, or, you know, like make a little row, a little snow mound. And then, hold on, I'm going to grab my heat tool. Where is it? And so you heat it up with a heat tool, and it will puff before your very eyes. It just takes a couple seconds for it to get hot enough and melty. And I know this tool is super loud and super annoying, so I apologize. But now you can kind of see that it's starting to puff, which is so cool. These little guys are already puffy. And then my little snow mound is puffy also. So there, that's it. That's all there is to using puff paint, okay? And so like I said, here's a couple of samples using it. It's a lot of fun. Okay, moving on. Then we have the Ice Stampin' Glitter and the Shimmery Crystal Effects, and those are shown on, do you like my bookmark? Page 41 with the Feels Like Frost suite. So we have the Shimmery Crystal Effects down here at the bottom, and then the Ice Stampin' Glitter next to it. And so I was doing a little messing around. This one here, and I don't know if you can see it. I should have put a lot more on there, but I didn't know when I first made this card a couple months ago how it was going to work out. But I did put it along this snow hill here. So it's a little bit glossy and a tiny bit glittery. I definitely should have put more. So note to self, more is better. So then today I had remembered a technique many years ago using our old crystal effects about making icicles. So I just squirted some out onto my silicone mat and I let it dry. And so now I have a little glittery piece that's like excuse me, that's like icicles that I could just add to a project. I could even stick it like up here or something like that, which I think is kind of fun. So it just peeled right off. Then the Ice Stampin' Glitter. I have used this a couple times. So this one is a card that I cased from my friend Kelly. And I just used my liquid glue down here at the bottom. And I just squirted it, squirted it, squirted it. Oh, Kelly, you're so nice. Squirted it on there. Dumped the glitter over it. Tapped it on and let it dry. And it doesn't come off. And it looks really cool. Looks like snow. But then I thought this afternoon, hey, I wonder if you could make like snow, like if you could make icicles with the ice glitter, which let me show you what it looks like. It's in a little container here. I put the spoon in there. But it's just little tiny chunks of glitter. It's kind of a chunkier glitter, not like, you know, our super fine dazzling diamonds glitter or whatever. So to do this one, I took my glue and I did the same thing. I just lined it out and then I pulled down to make, you know, little like icicles. And then I just dumped a bunch of glitter on it and then I peeled it off. So I thought that was kind of cool. So again, you could just take this, and this is actually glue, but I think it would still need a little bit more glue on there. And so you could add that to a project too. So I mean, you could just fill up your whole sheet before you go to bed, and then the next morning they'd all be ready to use. So there we have all of our glittery, fun, and puff paint products from the holiday catalog. And there you go. Okay, let me get this put away. And now, oh, I was going to mention to you guys about that, what is it? The Christmastime is Here suite. Yes, I'm doing an online class for that. So if you want to purchase all the products from me, get the online class and the pre-cut cardstock pack for free, it's $114. Or you can just buy the class from me for 20 bucks. It's just an online thing. I email you a file with all the videos and everything in it. And, or you can buy it for $30, which is the online class, plus the cardstock pack that helps you make all the products, or all the projects, excuse me, that I do in the class. Now, I'm not going to give you Designer Series paper because my theory is you're going to have this stuff. You're either going to buy it from me or you're going to buy it from yourself if you're a demonstrator or what have you. And so you wouldn't need the paper, but you'd need the cardstock pieces, and I will cut those all for you. So the cardstock, so the class is 20 plus the cardstock pack is 30. Everything, including all the products, is $114. You can check it out on my blog if you're interested. Okay, so we're going to use this paper because it's gorgeous. And then we're going to use our note card, or our cards and envelopes. And these are the gold foil ones, and we also have them in silver. I'm going to use gold, of course, since the paper has the gold accents. And so it does come with the cards and envelopes. And how many do you get? You get 20 cards and 20 envelopes. And someone's going to ask me how much it is. And so I'm going to whip out my handy dandy catalog, and I'm going to tell you right now. Let's see. I want to say $10, $12. I don't remember. 10. So you get 20 cards and envelopes for 10 bucks. And they are really, really pretty. So you already have the gold foil outline on the card. And then you have, of course, the gold foil on the envelope too. So we're going to take the card. And then I have a layer of Whisper White that I cut to 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to layer that on there. We have our Designer Series paper here. And I need some scissors. So I got some snips. So I'm going to cut out these 3 little guys here. And I'm going to fussy cut them. And I don't want these little tiny leaves, but I do want these larger, darker leaves. So I'm going to try to scoot it out of the paper nicely without cutting, you know, the other flowers that are around it, because I could cut them out too. Get that out of the way. And then you would just fussy cut this. And I'm not going to do the whole thing because I know how boring that is to watch, but I'll show you my little trick for fussy cutting. So as I'm fussy cutting, I am only opening and closing the scissor with my right hand. You'll see that my right hand is not moving except to open and close the scissor. My left hand is guiding the paper around my blade. So I'm just opening and closing as I am moving the paper around to get cut. Is that a, oh no, I screwed that up. This has to come off too. Okay. And so that is my trick for fussy cutting. It works pretty dang good. I have found over the years, I have perfected it for myself so that it doesn't take me too long to cut this stuff out. Well, no, maybe I'll just keep talking. What else can we talk about? No, that's super boring. Nobody wants to do that. I want to talk about Thanksgiving and seeing my daughter, because that just makes me super happy. Okay, anyway, so you guys get the gist. So I would cut that out, and then here's what I would end up with, okay? A piece just like that. So I can finish cutting that out later and make another card with it. Got some bits in the way here. Okay, so we have this fun piece here, and we have our piece of white, and we have some of our gold ribbon. So I'm going to cut a couple of chunks of ribbon off. So I'm going to do, whoops. Come on, you. Cooperate with me. Cut off 2. So these are about, I don't know, 4 inches, 5 inches maybe. And I'm going to use some Scotch tape because I'm lazy. I don't want to wait for any glue to dry or anything. So I'm going to add these to the corners of the card. Try to make them, you know, even. I will when I put the other one on. And I'm going to fold the ribbon back. And I'm going to tape it down. I got too many pieces of tape on my fingers, so I'm not able to really work very well. Is that how I want that? Okay, hold the phone, please. I've got too much tape on my hands. That's not where I want it. Ah, okay. I want a little less white exposed. So I want it about like that. Okay, so then let's flip that over and tack it down. We will flip this over and tack it down. And then up here at the top, we're going to do the same thing, trying to leave, you know, about the same amount of space, give or take. I actually think I like the amount of space that I have up here better. Tape. Okay, so am I the only person who uses tape, or does everyone use tape? Do you guys use adhesive, glue dots? What do you use? Like I said, I'm just lazy. I don't want to take the time to have stuff dry. And the glue dots, I mean, they would probably work, but I don't know. I have good luck with tape. And I did not like where this ended up, so I'm redoing it. Okay, so that's going to go on the card like so. I am also going to do a bow. Hello, Kathy and Katie, or Kathy and Kathy, Debbie, Sharon, Tanya, Valerie, everyone that's here. So we're going to tie a bow. So I just make 2 bunny ears, cross them, and make a loop. So we've got a bunch of tapers. Oh, good. So I'm not the odd man out here. Okay, so then you just manipulate it how you want it. That's given me some fits, and I am not happy about it. Do over. Okay, I don't know what happened. Normally, it works out perfectly. It's because I'm live. That always happens when I'm live. I make so many mistakes live. In fact, Deborah's new here. Deborah, you're going to see probably how to fix a lot of mistakes, because I make a lot of mistakes. But I always am able to fix them. Okay, there we go. Oh, how many pairs of scissors do I need down on the table at one time? Apparently it's 3. Okay. There it is. Oh, Kathy, it's so simple. Get with me next week and we'll practice making bows together, girl. Kathy and I are both going to a Stampin' Up! Event in Lansing, Michigan next week. So I'm super excited to see her. Okay, so then I'm just going to take a glue dot, press it into the bow, and I'm going to stick it right here. So it's kind of going to look like that I tied the bow, but I did it the lazy way. So there you go. Okay, so we have our bow. Oops, 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 oops. Good grief. Okay, I need another glue dot because that is not where I want it to be. Okay, I'm gonna, see, Deborah, here we go. Here's the first mistake. Put my bow on there and didn't get it on there exactly the right way. So it's floppy and I'm not happy about it. There. Okay, there we go. How is my mom? Oh, Valerie, I don't even want to talk about it. I got a call from the, oh, what do you call it? Anyway, this gal works in hospice. And not that my mom is on her deathbed and is going to die, you know, tomorrow. But apparently she's not doing great. And they feel like hospice services would be helpful to her. So there's that. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that because that's sad. And nobody wants to be sad, especially me. Okay. Oh, except we're making a... We're going to make a sympathy card. I'll make it for myself. I'm using the Here's a Card stamp set from Stampin' Up! Out of our big catalog. There's a lot of fun sentiments in here. Some are small. I like that they are small. I shouldn't say some are. Most of them are fairly small. And I'm going to use this one here that says, words cannot express the deep sorrow felt on your behalf. Okay. Oh, I already have it mounted. I'm like, oh my gosh, where's the stamp? I flustered myself. Okay. We're going to use Cherry Cobbler ink. And I guess technically I probably should have stamped this before I did all this beautiful work, because if I stamp it crappy, then I'm going to be really mad. So, okay, focus. I'm going to have to stop talking to do this. Okay. Make sure it's not upside down. I am going to put it about like this. Please work, please work, please work, please work. Yay! Okay. There we go. So we have our sentiment piece there. Then we have our pretty flowers, and I'm just going to mount them right above my sentiment there with some, and I've heard that, Debbie, that hospice is awesome, and it's nothing against that. It's just the fact that, you know, you don't want to hear that your parent is ready for hospice. And so it was kind of a little bit of a blow to me this afternoon, and I have to talk to my brother and blah, blah anyways, but we're here to stamp and have a good time. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I put dimensionals on the back, and it just so happens that this little set of flowers is perfect to go like right above my sentiment, just like so. I know, I love it. It's so exciting. So then I am going to glue this. Do I want to put dimensionals on it? No, I don't think I do. I'm going to add glue. So I'm going to use my liquid glue and go all the way around, all the way around. And we are going to try to center this. And you can see that gorgeous gold foil on the edges of these cards. It just works perfect with this group of products. I just love it. We've got the great ribbon, and we've got the gold glimmer dots that we're going to put on here in a second. Okay. There we go. Then we are going to add a few, and I don't know how I want to add these. I had some trouble the last time I tried with my finger, but I've also had trouble with this, so I need to get some fingernails, and then I think I'd have a lot better luck at all this stuff. But alas, I have none, and I don't want to buy any, so there you go. Okay, there's one little dot, and then we have a couple more. I'm going to get this one, if I can scoop my take your pick tool under it, and put one here, and then a little tiny one right there. Ooh, I just love this card. It just makes me happy every time I look at it. And then, like I said, I have my coordinating envelope that I can mail it in. Ooh, so exciting. So this is our very first card. I hope you guys like it. Give me some hearts or something if you did like it. If you don't like it, don't give me angry faces because that makes me sad. Okay, so we'll put this aside and we will move on to our next project. All right, so I am going to clean that stamp right now. Because if I don't, I'm going to stick it back in my bucket and then it's just going to probably get all over stuff and I'm going to get it on my hand and blah, blah, blah. We all know the drill, what happens there. And it makes a mess. Okay. Okay. There we have that. We're going to put those away. Put the ribbon away. All right. Get the stuff for our next card. And while I'm cleaning, if anyone's interested, joining Stampin' Up, there's never a better time than right now because you can get $125 of merchandise for $99 and no shipping. So it's a great deal. So check it out if you're interested in doing that. Become a discount shopper. Get everything you purchase at least 20% off. And we all know that saving money is a good thing. Okay, so we are now going to bring in some Seaside Spray cardstock and some white. And then we have a few little scraps of our, I can't think of what it's called. It's right here though, I'm going to tell you. Feels Like Frost 6x6 Specialty Designer Series paper. So we're using some of those pieces. And I just wanted to quickly go through these and just kind of show you. These are so pretty. So one side of all of these papers is like a photograph of, you know, a wintry scene. Belated birthday. Oh, Valerie, you betcha. I like how you think. So each of these is a photograph of some kind of a wintry scene. So pretty. And they could be used just by themselves and just put a little sentiment piece on there. These papers are so pretty that you could use them all by themselves. But if you flip them over, look what we have on the back. Oh my gosh, I'm blinding everybody. Look how shiny they are. Yes, I know. So fun. So we have all of them have the silver accents. Oh my gosh, I just love this stuff. So, so pretty. So there's 12 different designs in the package and you get 4 of each. So you get 48 6x6 sheets in the package and I think it's $11, $14. I can't remember now. So anyway, I decided that I was going to use these 3 silvery patterns on my card, and I cut myself some strips. So all of the strips are 1.25 inches wide, but they're different lengths. So this one is 3 inches, this one is 2.5, and this one is 2. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape them together and make a stack of presents. And I'm going to use my grid paper just because I want to kind of, I'm a little anal sometimes. And so I want them to be stacked, you know, precisely in the middle. So if I use my grid paper, they all line up really nicely. And then I can get it even. So I'm just butting them up against each other, tight. I want it to be tight. And there we go. So there we have a stack of presents. Okay. And then I have a little strip of this ribbon, and this is the, what? It is called the Seaside Spray Metallic Ribbon, and it is really, really pretty. I love Seaside Spray. More tape. Boy, I'm going to need to go to the store and get some more tape today. I guess technically I should be using, you know, glue dots or something, but it's just not going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to put the ribbon right up the middle. Although this is going to throw me off a little bit because this white piece is longer than that white piece. So I'm going to have to try to use the other pieces as a guide to get it in the middle. All right, I think that looks like that's about the middle. So we will tape that down, bring it up the center, and then tape it in the back. That is really throwing me off. How funny is that? Okay, then I'm going to glue them to my piece of Whisper White, which measures 3 3/4 by 5. And so we're going to kind of center this. I'm going to have it a little bit more at the bottom, but I'm going to try to center it from side to side. Okay. So there's our little stack of presents. Oh, yes, they're so cute. Then I also tied myself a little bow using that same ribbon. And I'm going to attach it with glue dots. I think we're going to go 2 just because I didn't want to have happen what happened to me last time. I'm going to put one up near the top of the knot in the bow and then one at the bottom. There we go. So we have like double glue. And I'm just going to stick that right at the top of the stack of packages. There we go. Okay. Then I have a little die set. I'm going to pull it up in my catalog. Where's my catalog? I think that'll be easier to show you. I literally just, oh, here it is. Okay. There's this cute little set in the back of the catalog right here on page 56. And it's called Tags, Tags, Tags. And then it has coordinating dies. So you can see this is one stamp. This is like a whole stamp. It's all together. Well, actually, I have the stamps right here. I think. Yes. Okay. So the stamps, it's just one stamp. Okay. And then the die is one die. So it cuts, excuse me. So you stamp this whole row of tags, you cut this whole row of tags. Now, I have seen where people are cutting these apart. So you would take this stamp here and you would cut it. So you'd cut these tags apart. So you had 3 separate tags. And then you can also take a pair of scissors and you can cut these dies apart. So you end up with 3 different dies. So that way you could use these individual images without having to use the whole thing. Does that make sense? So you'd have, 3 separate dies, 3 separate images. So this is, and then, so I'm not using any of those, but I am using, there's these couple little snowflake dies that mimic this little snowflake here. And then you get these little hearts that mimic this little heart. In fact, I am going to get them for you because they're really cute. Hold, please. Okay, I'm back. That didn't take very long at all. Okay, so I have like a little cheater thing. So here's the die itself. So you could actually just cut right through there if you had, a decent pair of scissors. It's not super thick metal, and so I think you could cut it out pretty simply. So we have these little pumpkin dies that go over the boo, and then we have these little heart dies. 2 of them. One of them's an open heart, one of them's a solid heart, and then of course you have the little middle, so you can use those little hearts. Aren't those cute? And then we have this little snowflake that goes here with these other 2. So it's actually a really cute set. It's one of the very first sets that I actually bought out of the catalog, but it's one of those sets that I haven't used it yet. I don't know what it is. I think now that it's Christmas and Valentine's, I'll use it a little bit more, but I just had some other stuff for Halloween. So anyway, so the whole reason I got all this stuff out was to say, oh, hey, I'm going to use these little tiny snowflake dies. Barb is wordy. Okay, so here are my 3 little snowflakes. I'm going to put them on my package here in a second. I also need some sequins. And I have some embossing powder here and a Versamark pad. And I have a little skinny strip of Whisper White. Ugh, if I had a nail, I could pick it up. And then I have a sentiment from the Perfectly Plaid set that says, may this special season be wrapped in love and joy. And I thought that's perfect for a present card. So we're going to ink this up in Versamark. And here's a little trick for you with Versamark. You may know this, you may not. This is how I do it. I ink it up until I think I have enough, and then I ink it up some more. Because I want it to be super sticky. I want my powder to stick on to this. Okay, so I'm going to try to center this. Let's see how I do. Press that down. Take it off. Cover it with some silver embossing powder. There we go. Ooh, I think I did good. And then I just flick off the excess. And I probably should have used an embossing buddy, but I think it looks okay. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way so when I bring in my heat tool, I don't flick powder everywhere because, oh, I've done that before too. Okay, here we go with that loud, annoying heat tool again. But honestly, heat embossing is one of my most favorite things to do because it never gets old and it just makes me smile every time that the powder starts to melt. So hopefully you can still hear me, although I'm not saying anything super important. And hopefully you guys will be able to see. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. There it goes. Oh my gosh. Never boring to heat emboss. I just love doing it. It's so cool. And Stampin' Up! Honestly has some of the best embossing powder. And I'm not just saying that because I sell Stampin' Up! It is a fact. Because when I first started stamping, I lost my good scissors. When I first started stamping, I decided I would go to my local craft store and get some embossing powder. And I did. And I used it and I thought it was okay. And then when I became a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you know, you need to use Stampin' Up! Products. That just makes sense because people then will buy your products. And I then bought some Stampin' Up! Embossing powder and I thought, well, what's the difference? Oh my gosh, there is such a difference. The stuff that I bought at my local craft store, when it melts like, and it's pitted. It's not a nice smooth finish. It's pitted. And I just was not really happy with that. And I couldn't believe that there was that much of a difference. So there is, and there you go. Stampin' Up! Embossing powder rocks. Okay, so we've done that little thing there. And we are going to attach that right across our row of presents. So I have a couple of dimensionals here. And I'm just going to kind of put it on here a little bit cockeyed, purposely. Ooh, you know what I wanted to do? No, I'm not going to do that. Yes, I am. I changed my mind about 3 times right there. I'm going to pull out some silver thread. And I'm just going to wrap a little bit around some of my fingers here. Cut it off. And then I'm going to attach it behind my sentiment just for a little interest. I'm trying to get the ends together. Okay, so I'm going to use tape again because tape is my favorite accessory tonight for some reason. Can't get enough of it. And there, and then you can kind of pull it around and stick it on those dimensionals, and then we just have a little mess behind there, but I think it's really cute. Okay, there we go. Now we can add our cute little snowflakes. So I'm going to use some of this, what is this called? Fine tip glue pen, I think. And I'm just going to add a little bit. Put a little blob in the middle. Oh, I hope you guys can see me. I put a little blob in the middle, and then I'm just using my tip of my tool, the tip of my thing here to swirl it around. And I did cut these out of our sparkle glimmer paper, which is like a white glimmer paper. Really pretty. Add that one, and then we will add another one. And of course, any snowflake dies you have, or snowflakes punches, or whatever, you know, would work. But these were just really cute. Struggling to see this, so hopefully I got glue on it. I can't, oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. And we'll set one right there. All right, and then I also thought I might add a couple of sequins. Now, I like to add sequins with liquid glue here. I could use my fine tip glue pen, but I'm going to go with my liquid glue because that's what I want to do. It's my card. I can do what I want, right? So I have our Woven's thread sequins here, and one of the colors of the sequins in here is Seaside Spray. And here is a tiny, tiny one. So I'm using my take your pick tool to kind of pick them up and then help me to place them onto the glue. Okay, I'm having serious issues trying to see right now. Okay, oh, get off there. Here's another one down here. Oops. Stay. There we go. Okay, so then I'm going to add that to this and then to our card base, and then voila, it will be done. So I don't think that needed to take quite that long, but I do gab a lot. And it looks like I cut this piece a little long, so I'm going to quickly run to my trimmer and snip that off on the very bottom. bring my trimmer in. I don't need to run to it. It's right here. Normally I don't have it right here, so that's why I thought I'd have to run to it. All right, let's see. There. Beautiful. Okay. Now we have our card base, some more Seaside Spray. Love, love, love Seaside Spray. Do any of you have a favorite in color this season? Did I cut this wrong too? What the heck? Oh man, I tell you, there are days when you got it together and there are days when you're Barb and you don't have it together at all, ever. Okay, so that was somehow cut at 5 3/4 of an inch rather than 5 1/2. So I immediately stuck that on there. I thought, what in the world? That's way too big. Okay, here we are. And then if you wanted, you could add a white layer on the inside and stamp some more Christmassy fun to someone. But anyways, so here it is. I thought this was kind of fun, kind of shiny, pretty, and I just love like blue, silver, and white for Christmas. I just think it's really, really pretty. So there is our second project. Let me clean up my mess here. Oops. Put these things back in their buckets. Put my lids on my take your pick tool because I've almost lost them. I can't tell you how many times. All right, let's get these bits off my desk because I hate that too. Oh, and here we are. How many pairs of scissors does Barb need? Apparently she needs 3. Oh, I was going to show you my inspiration piece for that card. This is a card that I made last year with one of our paper pumpkin kits. And I was sorting through all my cards here this past weekend because, oh my gosh, you guys, I have so many cards. I mean, I make and I send a lot of cards, but I cannot send the volume of cards that I have. And so anyways, I do sell cards if anyone's interested. I sell cards for $25 plus shipping. So if you're interested in that at all, send me an email or leave me a comment here or something and tag me in it. Like put my name and tag me so I can see it. Anyway, so this is my inspiration piece. It was a card that I made last year. And then this is one that I made this afternoon as I was trying to get ready for this class, thinking what I wanted to do. And I did use a couple of different snowflakes. These came from our seasonal dies. The one that has the little Adirondack chair and some leaves and the snowflakes. I think that was it. Anyway, so I have those and I just did, and actually you can see it's the same paper, but I ran over it with a sponge brayer and some Seaside Spray ink. So anything that was white is now Seaside Spray, which I thought was kind of fun. And so I used white ribbon. So I did them a little bit different, but yeah, they're basically the same. So there you go. There you go. Okay, moving on to our last project. And this is going to be a little treat project because I love making little treat projects for friends and, you know, my husband's coworkers and that kind of stuff. So this is one that's really simple and it uses a 6x6 piece of paper that's actually cut to 6 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to use our Wrapped in Plaid designer series paper, and this is some more specialty paper. It's got fun gold accents to it, and it is plaid, hence the name. And there are 12 different patterns, again, just like the other Feels Like Frost, 12 different patterns. And then the one side has the gold accents, and then the other side just has your fun red and green and blue Christmas patterns. Another one that is a lot of fun. Okay, so I chose to use this pattern here. Reverse is Christmas trees. And then I have a little label punch, a little label cropped out of some gold foil sheet. And what else do we have? We have some of these cute little Santa kisses. So we've got some of those. And we're going to use the Perfectly Plaid stamp set. I'm going to use this tree here. And then the Itty Bitty Christmas, I'm going to use the little Happy Holidays. Okay, so those are my stamp sets. So I have a piece of scrap here of shaded spruce. And I'm going to stamp myself some trees because we're going to make a fun little 3D tree on this too. Okay, so we're going to stamp 1, 2, flip it over, and we'll get our third tree right in the center there, like that. A little tiny bit of paper saving. Okay, so then we have our tree punch. And actually, the stamp set and the tree punch are sold as a bundle, so you save 10% when you buy them together. I don't think they're that much. I mean, like $32 or something for the bundle. Pretty inexpensive, I think. And who doesn't love Christmas trees that you can punch out? Seriously, anything you can punch out makes me happy. Okay. So we've got our trees. I'm going to bring my trimmer back in here and we're going to score them right down the middle. So I'm going to put them in my track, you know, the tip of the tree and the trunk of the tree. Oops, I moved it. And we're going to score them. We're going to do this again. There we go. And the last one. Okay. And we're going to fold them together. And now here's a funny little tip about this punch. I thought it was a uniform. It's not. And then when I started thinking about it, trees are not uniform. They aren't exactly the same on both sides. So it would make sense that this isn't perfectly, they're not perfectly the same. So when you go to fold them together and they don't line up, don't freak out because they're not gonna. I freaked out for you earlier. Okay, so now we're gonna glue them together. So we have folded piece to folded piece. I just tried to make sure that they were glued together, you know, they're the same distance at the top and the bottom. So I didn't have one tree that was longer than another one. And then do again with the last one. And you could do this with, you know, trees that you just punch out of the paper. You can do this with our ornament punches. I was going to see if I had my big ornament thing here, but I don't. But anyway, okay. So now when you open that up, you have like a little 3D tree. Okay, and I'm going to end up putting it right here on this little tag. But before I do that, I am going to bring in a little jingle bell, because these little jingle bells are so stinking cute, and some linen thread. So I'm just going to snip myself off a little chunk, and I'm going to start tying it in with a little hole. Not a hole. I don't even know what you call that. Loop. Good Lord. Words are hard. Okay, so I have a loop. And I'm going to put my tree trunk in the loop, okay? And then we'll tie it tight and tie it in a bow. And earlier when I was doing this, I put it up against my body to tie the bow. And I can't do that because then you guys can't see what I'm doing. So hopefully the bow isn't horrible. Ugh, that'll work. Okay, so then we're going to... Oh, wait. Duh. You got to put the jingle bell on before you tie the bow. Okay, so we have the tight thing there, and we have our little jingle bell jingling. Oh my, I need my body. So if you actually do this, tie it up against your body. It's a lot easier, believe me. Okay, and then you just pull the ends tight, and there we have it. So that's going to go on that. So our little decoration piece done. Now moving on to our treat pouch. So it is 6 by 5.5. So it's going to be 5.5 inches tall. Okay. So this is the top edge of my treat pouch. So I am going to score it at 1/2 inch, but since this is how my pouch is going to be, I'm going to fold this over, but I don't want my trees to be upside down. So I'm going to do it like this. Okay. So I'm going to put this on my trimmer like this, and I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, get that cutting blade out of here. There we go. So we have a little score line at 1/2 inch. So now I'm going to fold this down, and that's going to be, so it's going to be 5 inches now. Okay, so it'll be 5 inches tall and 6 inches wide. Okay, so I am going to glue this down. Just going to run a little bit of glue along that, and we'll fold it over and get that glued down. Got some little fuzzies here I'm going to try to get rid of. Okay, so we have that done. Next, I am going to take my bone folder And I'm going to kind of curl it like ribbon a little bit, just so it kind of starts to want to form that kind of tube shape, like a toilet paper tube. Okay. So I'm just kind of rolling this bone folder along the whole thing so that it wants to go into a tube shape. So now we have our tube shape. We're going to put some tear and tape adhesive along the bottom edge here. And you could use whatever, you know, whatever adhesive you have. I just find the tear and tape works pretty easily when you go to do this last step, because you can just tear the little backing piece off and it works out pretty slick. So I'm also going to add a little glue, and you could use tear and tape again, but I like to be able to wiggle my stuff into place, so I like to use liquid glue. Okay, so I'm going to roll. So now you can see how it's kind of wanting to roll. That's good, because that's what I want it to do. I want it to roll together. And we're just going to attach these pieces together. And we're making a tube. Okay. Press that into place. Get the glue off my fingers. Okay, and then we have our little tear and tape in there, so I can take the end of my take your pick tool and I can start to pull that backing paper out. Okay, like that. So on the top here, where we have the little folded piece, we're going to fold it so that the edge is at the edge. So this is where where it goes together. So we want that at the edge. And then this down here, we're going to fold the opposite direction. So what we're making is what they call a sour cream container, because apparently Wendy's restaurants used to give these out. When you ordered sour cream with your chili or whatever, you would get a little pouch like this. And in the past, demonstrators have made them where the top is glued closed, but I kind of think I like the idea of the top being able to open so that whoever gets this doesn't have to ruin it to get their treats out. So that's my whole idea about doing it like this, is so that my recipient can pop it open, get the treats out, and they could reuse it, they could re-gift it to someone else, or whatever. Okay, so now we can just attach our little 3D tree to our tag. So, of course, we want it in the middle. I don't want it to the side. Barb, hello. Okay, we have our little tiny sentiment. I have a scrap of white right here next to me because I have my paper drawer right here next to me. And I have some cherry cobbler ink. I used it in another project, and so I thought I'm just going to throw my spot in here. This is the nice thing about paper pumpkin, you guys. If you do get paper pumpkin, you know what I'm talking about. You get little ink spots all the time. And so I like to have, that way I have second ink spots for things. Ugh, that was terrible. Try that again. It was a little heavy-handed. Better. Okay. And then I have our classic label punch here. And we're just going to slide that in and crop out our happy holidays. Oh, I guess I'll do it right in the middle. Try to. Okay. And I'm just going to add a tiny bit of glue to the edge of this. And I'm going to tuck that into my tree. And then I'm just going to attach my little tag to the top of my pouch. Maybe a little more. With a little bit of glue. And there it is. And so whoever I give this to, they can just pop this open, shake out their treats, and they could refill it and reuse it. I mean, you could even save it for next year and give a little gift in it, but I thought that was really super cute. So here's my inspiration pieces for that. I've made a lot of these. You tell I'm a little obsessed. I made this one, I think it was last spring, using these are all retired things now, but they're still cute. This one I just did this afternoon, actually, as I was testing to see if I could remember how to make them. And I used our Come Together Designer Series paper along with it's the Gather Together Designer Series paper along with the Come Together stamp set. I don't know. I think I got that backwards. And the little leaf die. This is one I made last year at Christmas using some of our double-sided paper. And then we had these cute little bows. So much fun. And then I also made this one maybe last year, I also think. I can't remember for sure. Where did you get those Santa kisses? Okay, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Nobody wants to eat these because these are like my prop kisses. But I did get them at Walmart last year, and I'm pretty sure that Hershey's is going to come out with them again because last year was the second year that they came out, and they're stinking cute, and so they better come out with them again. So these are the chocolates that are in a special drawer in my stamp room that my kids and everyone knows don't eat any candy out of there because it's been in there for a long time. But there's not really any holiday candy out right now, so I just had to go into my stash. But anyways, I'm pretty sure they'll have them again because they've had them for the last couple of years, and they are the stinking cutest things ever. So, but if you come to my house, don't eat this. Okay, so that's that. Let me bring in the other cards. Well, we don't really, we'll kind of move these over a little bit. So here was our present card. Stay. There we go. And then we had our gorgeous Sympathy card that we had in the beginning. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I did. I always do. I was very sad last week when I couldn't go live because I was in Facebook jail. But I'm out and hope to stay out. If you need any supplies, I would really appreciate your business at shoppingwithbarb.com. And it helps me bring more stuff to you guys because the more orders I get, the more fun I can have buying new stuff to show you guys all about it. So give, if you're on YouTube, which you will be later, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys. Actually, next week I will not be here because I'll be in Lansing, Michigan for the on-stage event with Stampin' Up. So I won't be here next week, but I will be here the week after. So I hope you guys all enjoy your week. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If it's a specific question for me, please tag me in it because I don't always have a chance to read every comment. So tag me in your comments if you have any questions or want to buy any greeting cards. And yay, I will see you guys in a couple weeks. Thank you. Bye-bye.